So why doesn't an FIR in cases like this name top company bosses? Is that usual practice? What about the municipal officials? Should they be let off the hook? Is the law simply toothless in cases like Morbi beyond a point? Does this country need new laws for cases of negligence? Those are the questions that we will raise. Dushyant Dave, senior advocate, will join us in a moment. Also joining us is Aryama Sundaram from the Supreme Court, senior advocate. Aryama Sundaram, in cases of criminal negligence like this, we saw in the Ansal case, for example, Upar fire tragedy, the Ansal owners were prosecuted. Do you believe that that is the right way to go? Do you believe that criminal negligence in this should focus only on those immediately involved in the act of negligence at the local level, as the FIR seems to suggest?
Rajiv, let's understand one thing. To deal with situations like this, there is enough teeth that the law has. There is no doubt that there is enough teeth to deal with it. The problem really lies as to whether those teeth will be used to fight. Because if the powers that be who are to go through with this prosecution decide not to bite, it's no use having the teeth in the first place. Now, the fact of the matter is, every single person, according to me, who in any way had a role in that bridge opening, directly or indirectly. For example, if tomorrow it can be shown that the owners of Oreva or municipal officer or anybody else was aware that without the certificate required, without the clearances required, the bridge was being opened, they would all be liable to be proceeded against. And there is no question.
No, so you're saying if the bridge was reopened without a fitness certificate, then it isn't just the local level officials, but even the top brass which has to be held accountable under criminal negligence?
Who all were aware of the bridge being opened without a certificate. Let's understand there's a difference between civil liability and criminal liability. Civil liability brings in what's known as vicarious liability. For example, the government of Gujarat may have had no role to play with it. But if it is a civil action, you can say that the government is vicariously liable for the actions of its officers and can demand compensation. But in criminal law, there cannot be vicarious liability. So the way the liability is shown is who all had a role to play. The role to play could be by either actively participating in it, or through negligence and extreme dereliction of duty in not preventing something which they had within their compass to prevent. That is why I said the course of investigation will disclose as to which of the officers who could have prevented this from happening were aware that the bridge was being used without such a certificate, without it being declared safe. All the officers who knew about it and had it in their power to prevent, they would all be liable. Now, the purpose of this FIR, let us understand, I am not absolutely disappointed in the FIR like others are, for the only reason that this is an FIR which the FIR is nothing more than stating the incident which happened. If people are named, you name the people who on the face of it are involved with what is happening. But the purpose of investigation is to find out what exactly happened, who all are culpable, and more people can be included within the gamut of the law, within the gamut of criminal proceedings, if it is shown in the course of investigation. Not being named in the FIR does not foreclose the issue. So the FIR is the starting point of an investigation. And I believe that every single person who had either a role directly to play or had it in their power to prevent, knowing that the certificate was not there, did nothing, took no steps to prevent it, they all would be liable to be proceeded against. And so far as vicarious civil liability is concerned, I believe it extends further, even whether it's in knowledge or not knowledge of the government. The government would have to answer for the actions of its officers also in civil liability.
I just want to ask you one question very simply. our criminal negligence laws compared with the rest of the world, are they strong enough?
Are you putting that question to me?
Yes.
Yes, yes, definitely. Our laws are strong enough. Like I said, our laws have the teeth. We have the teeth. But are the officers willing to use the teeth and bite? That is the point.
You know, that in a way, therefore, is what you're saying it comes down then to intent. Am I clear? That the laws are tough enough, but there is no intent to prosecute. What is the maximum punishment in your view that can be given in a case like this?
In a case like this, you can give rigorous imprisonment for a year, 7 years, 10 years, according to